So last time I did a vlog, it was to talk about our team and how brilliant that had been. And I just left you with the fact that I was going to come back and talk to you about meeting our local leaders. So on our first night, we met in Masipumaleli, which was the township we were working in, to meet our local leaders. Because when we went on the camp with the kids, we were going to be working, we were going to be staying in a cabin with the kids in our group, and then also with a local leader. And a local leader was just somebody who maybe, well, I think on the most part actually came from Masipumaleli, the township itself, and was working either with AC2A or just had connections to Liam and Rachel and Jessica and Machiel, who are the missionaries out there. And so we met in the house that AC2A has in the township, which is where the children do sort of their after school clubs and any kind of gatherings that they have take place at this house. And so we went in the evening, and it was just great. We had such a good time. We met, I mean, there were just as many local leaders. In fact, there were probably more local leaders than there were of us who come over from Scotland. And there were loads of us rammed into this house that just couldn't quite contain us all. And we had popcorn, and there was lots and lots of music. So we had South African worship music that we were singing, and you know, we obviously didn't know the words, and we're just trying to pick up bits and join in. And it was just such an excellent, it's just such a great vibe. We just had such good fun. And it's an experience, you know, to be able to worship. You know, even denominations in the UK, we all have our different ways of worshipping, and to be able to go and join South Africans and worship in the way they do, which is just so full of life, so exuberant and just joyful. So that was really great. And then we got to play like some silly get to know you games, which, to be honest, is normally my worst nightmare. I just think I'm maybe just too British. I just don't like those kind of awkward games, but it just wasn't like that at all. We had really, really good fun, and it was silly, but yeah, I didn't feel embarrassed. I didn't feel awkward. It was just, I think maybe because we were all there for the same reason, we were all there with the same purpose, and getting to know each other was just part of the journey. It was, you know, it was part of, we couldn't get to camp without having met each other and without having got to know each other. And so I think maybe that kind of created excitement as well, that it was part of the journey. And I got to meet my personal local leader, and she was just so wise, and you know, she had such a different background to me, such a different life. And I mean, she was wise beyond her years. I thought just from talking to her that she must be at least my age. And she wasn't, she was younger, but she just kind of had this, I don't know, this understanding and this kind of really close relationship with God. And I got a lot from spending that evening with her, but also from spending the camp time with her as well. It was just, she was just a real blessing to me. And yeah, and I think everybody came away with the same feeling that we had just had a once in a lifetime opportunity. You know, if we get to go back, then great, and maybe we'll get to do something like that again. But ultimately, it was a one-off, and it was wonderful. And it just kind of got me thinking, you know, if you actually were a missionary and you maybe lived out somewhere like that, and you could sort of spend worship time and getting to know people from different backgrounds and kind of crossing those cultural barriers because of the faith you have. You know, everybody had such a different background, but we were all totally united in the fact that we are Christians. We love God, we love Jesus, we want to see things be changed, people be changed, life be changed just by knowing him and sharing that. So it was really powerful. One evening with new people, and it was really powerful, and it set a great scene for the camp, which started a couple of days later.